All right, guys, what's good? Rising Phoenix 1 here, and we've got a lot to talk about. And this is a 5-day promo that's dropping tomorrow. I'm just going to tell you that I may or may not be able to complete this video because I am dog and house sitting for my daughter and son-in-law, and these are sleeping dogs right now, but they're rescue dogs, right? They were rescue pups, and they're both half Aussie Shepherd, and then one is also half cattle dog, and the other is half Border Collie, and that means they are keeping me pretty occupied. So if they start barking, we'll see. We'll see what happens. I mean, these dogs, they treat me like they're puppies and I'm their mother, the way they stick to me. And both of those are wrong. They ain't puppies, and I'm not a mother, although I have been called a mother before, but it was always followed by another word. All right, so we've got Summer Scares, 5-day promo dropping tomorrow. This is another one of the achievement-based deals. So other than one of these cards, this will probably be pay to win for everything else. I'm just telling you in advance so I don't have to say it on each one. There's doubts about whether the boosts that we're seeing here currently, and as we go through the cards, will be correct. They may be different tomorrow. Hopefully they will be, because they're kind of inconsistent. So we've got 98 Bob Pettit, Shane Battier at 98, Morant at 98, D'Angelo Russell at 98, shooting guard, strategic. That has me very interested. 98 Mutombo, again, strategic. That has me pretty interested. And 100 Dennis Rodman, the worm, at power forward, strategic. That has me even more interested. So let's take a look at these cards. All right, first we got Morant, a 98 finesse point guard. His speed and agility is good, although we had a lower rated card from Live Pass with higher speed and agility, I do believe. His dribbling and dribble speed is good. He may be kind of a pain to steal from. His quickness is great. His inside offensive game is good enough. More emphasis on layups. His shooting, his mid-range shooting looks good. 3-point at 91, but it's okay for a card. And then contested and shooting touches 93 and 95 respectively. He's got an 89 on-ball defense, which is good enough. And we don't have the second page of his stats or his attributes, so we're going to go on to the next card. And that is this 98 strategic shooting guard, D'Angelo Russell. Maybe or maybe not will have some type of a Deadeye boost. We don't know, but we can look at his primary stats and see his outside shooting is going to be crazy good. His athleticism, inside scoring, and playmaking are going to be pretty good. So let's take a look at page 1 of the attributes. 97 and 95 speed, agility, 96 dribbling. His inside offensive game is going to be pretty good. His shooting is obscene. He's got a 101 3-point shot, a 95 contested, 94 shooting touch. His on-ball defense is crazy good at 97. Wow, this card could replace Ginobili on the strategic lineup, right? Let's go on to page 2 of the attribute. All right, not a ton to look at here, but the 90 steal, that's very high for steal. His 94 hands on perimeter is good. Interception is good. His court general stuff is good enough. So this has the potential to be a really good card. And if you are focused on strategic, it's one you probably want to get. All right, let's see what the next one is. Shane Battier. All right, so he's going to have good outside scoring. He's going to have good inside scoring. I mean, boy, he's got a lot of really solid primary stats. Athleticism, playmaking at 91, defense at 90, outside scoring at 94, inside scoring at 93. All right, let's go to page 1 of the attribute. Rebounding is, not good. His inside offensive game is plenty good enough. His outside shooting is really good. Well, hold on. I don't want to get carried away. He's got a 95 3, but then he only has an 89 contested, but then he has a 98 shooting touch. So there is going to be a degree of inconsistency in his shooting, I do believe, based on his stats. But all in all, this card should shoot. This card should play. His on-ball defense is really, really good. Not a whole lot to look at here. I mean, his 88 steal is good enough. 92 hands on perimeter is good. His 99 interception. This card's going to be picking off some passes. And then he's got 94 drawing offensive foul. Some of his court general stats are pretty good. I mean, overall, they're pretty good. I mean, this is just a solid all-around card right here, except for rebounding. That is definitely going to be a liability for this card. All right, the development team loves Bob Pettit. I'm fine with that. He is going to be a finesse power forward. Not surprisingly, he doesn't have much speed, but his agility is very good. His strength is exceptional at 99. Vertical and tip-in are both great. His rebounding looks good. Let's look at the rest of the attributes. So on the first page, his inside offensive game is going to be good. Yeah, that's about it. So we're at about 93 on the rebounding. Wow, his box out is crazy. Makes me a little nervous, frankly. So he's got to be somewhere around 96 rebounding for primary stat. His post work, he's got solid post work, and the rest of it, unless I'm missing something, well, triple threat at 94. But yeah, the rest of it is just, whatever. This one has me interested as well because it's strategic, and it's Dikembe Mutombo, and he is a 98. He'll have some sort of a boost, maybe Stonewall, it would make sense. His rebounding primaries at 97 is very high. His defense at 95 is very high. His post defense is very high. So this card's AI at a minimum is going to eat people up. That's what I think. And the only thing I'm looking for is strength, and it's there at 99. His vertical and tip-in his vertical is good enough, but his rebounding at 99 and 98 is obscene. I really like to see that. Really nothing else to look at here other than his on-ball defense, which is 97. Mutombo was not so much an offensive presence as he was a rebounding and defensive presence, so they got the card right. Ooh, I like this. I like this a lot. I like it when their box out is equal to or a little less than their rebounding. I think usually those cards are more active on the boards for you. So yeah, crazy good. His post work, his defensive post work, that makes sense, is very good. His offensive post work is, yeah, whatever. He's got a great block at 100, and then he's got some other good defensive stats. His interception at 99. Drawing offensive foul at 96, and that's pretty much it. Yeah, I don't know. Does this card replace Jokic? Does this card replace either Russell or Wilt? That's a tough call there. Real tough call. I know right now in my strategic lineup, I have 398s in Jokic, Russell, and Wilt. And one of those needs to hit the auction house. Thanks for reminding me, guys. I appreciate it. Let's move on to the final card of this promo, and that's Dennis the Worm Rodman. He's got 96 rebounding. He's got 94 outside scoring. Okay, they've done something bizarre on this card. His inside scoring is 96. What? His defense is a 79? Okay, let's see what they did here, huh? Ah, boy. All right. His rebounding should be higher, but his average between offensive and defensive rebounding is a 95. That's not terrible, but it's not great either for a 100 Rodman. Now, if he has a gold glass cleaner boost, he's just automatically gone up to 96 and 98, and that looks a lot better, right? All right. His vertical is 100. His speed and agility are really good, and they should be. I mean, Rodman was not one of these power forwards that lumbered down the court. He was pretty active and everywhere. His inside offensive game is extraordinarily good, and he's got a 96 three-point shot. In what universe does this make sense? I mean, hell, I'll take it, but why not take some of these shooting stats and put them on rebounding? I mean, If I could design this card, that's what I would do to make it more consistent with reality. But you're definitely going to be able to shoot some threes with this Rodman card if that's what you want. I want rebounding. I want rebounding. I want rebounding. But all right, page 2 of the attributes. His box out stats are very high. If you average them out, they come out to a 97. He's got some post work, but other than his post shot, not a lot to crow about here. Yeah, this doesn't make any sense to me at all. I don't think it's horrible. It's just crazy, right? So we are going to move on to the next stuff that is dropping tomorrow, and that is the live pass. So here we've got the free path for live pass. 98 Chris Middleton at small forward, power. It looks like they're not really jerking up any of his stats. They're just sort of spreading them out evenly. 94 midi and 93. I can tell you as a Suns fan, it should be higher because he killed us along with Giannis. But, you know, I mean, all of his stats are just kind of okay. All right, this is a 98 Karis LeVert, and this one is the one that you pick up on the premium or the paid path, you know, somewhere along the way. Obviously, it's a finesse shooting guard, and, you know, his stats look okay. But again, the cards that you usually get on the premium path that you pick up along the way, they don't have much shelf life in this game. So, you know, it's a card, right? It's a card. All right, but this one coming up, Live Pass Premium Path Master, is a lot to crow about. Let's take a look at it. And this means we're looking at a 102 strategic, hallelujah, Joel Embiid with primary stats, 97 inside scoring and rebounding. Those are very high for primary stats. 98 post defense, again, very high. His outside scoring is going to be good. Let's take a look at the attributes. Go right to the rebounding, 95 and 96. Oh, man, you know, this is a 102. Those need to be higher. Those need to be higher. They're not terrible, but doggone it, they need to be higher. All right. His other stats, his speed is good. His strength is off the charts. His tip in is off the charts. His vertical is good. Consistent with his rebounding as it should be. It's all part of the glass cleaner attributes. All right, his inside offensive game is going to be crazy good, and he's got a 95 three-point shooting. What are they doing with our centers and power forwards? All right, we got a shooter, another shooter at center, like Jokic, the MVP Jokic card we have. 95 3, 95 contested, 92 shooting touch, which is good enough. His on-ball defense is very good at 95. Let's look at page 2 of his attribute. His box out is high. That's good. Maybe, because I'm always a little... His box out is high. That could be good or it could be problematic. We'll see how active he is going after rebounds when we get him in a few days or a week or whatever it's going to take. His post work is good, especially his defensive post work, and then his post shot. His block is outstanding at 99, and that's about it. So I'm optimistic for this card, but we're going to have to see how it plays because of the bottom left-hand corner, right? Those two rebounding stats. Oof, boy, that makes me nervous. All right. Now we get to move on to the monthly masters, plural. So here we have it. We've got 100 Dirk and 100 Steve Nash. And other than the fact that they are both not originally from the US, Dirk's from Germany, Nash is from Canada, I got no idea what these two cards have in common. I mean, they played for a while in the Mavs, that's true. So it looks like Dirk has an elite Deadeye boost and Nash has an elite Court General boost. So those should be +4 to position. And let's dive down deeper into these cards. All right, so first we got Steve Nash. He's got very high outside scoring, very high playmaking, as you would expect. Good enough athleticism and inside scoring. Oh my goodness. Oh, there's a lot of triple-digit attributes here. Look at speed and agility at 100, dribbling at 100. That's a big deal. This card may be a real pain in the ass to play against. his first step at 99, his quickness at 96. His inside offensive game is other than dunking, it's the highest I've seen by far. His outside shooting is obscene. A 101 3-point with 97 contested, which is plenty high enough for contested. His 95 shooting touch is plenty high enough. So this card's got some guts to it, I'll tell you that. And his on-ball defense at 92 is quite good. Let's take a look at page 2. And on page 2, on the left side of the attributes, there is literally nothing to look at, but you wouldn't expect that from Steve Nash or most point guards. Going to the right side, his steal at 92 is good. His hands on perimeter at 94. His interception is good. His drawing offensive foul is good. His court general stats, bottom right-hand corner, are all very good, especially his passing accuracy and court vision. I think this is going to be a good card, and I think the primary reason it's going to be a good card is these page 1 attributes. Absolutely crazy. You know, I didn't mention it. You could see it on the first screen we looked at, but these are select, right? You get to select your game style for Nash and Dirk. Now he's going to have an elite Deadeye boost, which would be +4 to position, just like Larry Bird's monthly master card. So this is a pretty big deal at power forward. His outside scoring is extremely high, but that's not crazy for Dirk, right? Dirk was a shooter. His inside scoring is very good, and his post offense is good. Yes, absolutely, that makes sense. And everything else is pretty meh. But, you know, that's a Dirk card. And the other thing I'm going to say is Dirk cards always rule the boards on AI. Not necessarily when you're playing manual, but the opponent. Yeah, so look out for playing against this card. He's going to be a pain on the boards, regardless of his rebounding stats. Let's look at page 1 of those stats. Yeah, okay, 83 at 82. That's low, but still, that's all right. It is what it is, right? His agility and speed are pretty good. His dribbling is pretty good. His tip-in is really good at 99. His inside offensive game, upper right-hand corner, is extraordinary. And his outside shooting is just ridiculous, right? 102 midi, 103, 100 contested, 99 shooting touch, 100 shot off dribble. So this card is going to shoot, period, close quote, end of sentence. And he's got some good offensive post stats, which makes sense. And other than that, he's basically got nothing other than triple threat, which is an offensive category. Not a lot to see here. What's interesting about this card is page 1 here. So it's going to be an interesting card. We have a couple interesting cards. I don't think everybody's going to be real happy about these, but, you know, hold your judgment until you see what they actually perform like, right? At least I'm going to try to. So let's go to limited time events and monthly master. So what we have here is, you know, it's the same deal as before. At 60,000, you get to select whether it's Dirk or whether it's Nash and what game style you want. So you'll have 6 choices. Don't click the wrong one. All right, let's take a look at the rest of the points progression here for emblems spent. And this is where it gets really interesting, because like last month, you get to claim your second monthly master select at 100,000 emblems spent. But you can go all the way to 150 if you want to and get another one, for instance, in a different game style. So I can tell you straight up, I'm taking Nash in strategic and Dirk in strategic, but I wouldn't mind having either one of those cards on the finesse lineup, which I'm trying to maintain as well. But remember, we're going to have carryover monthly master emblems to the next month because we've just started a new 2-month mini season. So, you know, there's some strategy involved. So I'm thinking, you know, I can pick up these cards in the auction house too. So I'm thinking I'll probably, you know, spend through 100 and then just build up as many as I can to carry over to the month of September and claim one of the monthly masters that first morning, right, in a matter of minutes. So that's it, guys. You know, we've got a lot of stuff dropping tomorrow. I'll just say it. I think it's kind of crazy to drop Live Pass and Monthly Master and then add on top of that a new primarily pay to win promo. That's a little crazy. They could have given us a couple days breathing room or something, right? But they're really piling on the promos and piling on the content. I would rather they take some time and devote it to gameplay and just chill a little bit on the content. These guys are great at dropping content. They're not always great at getting the boosts right. Right? But other than that, yeah, it is the way it's going to be. We're going to have 3 different things dropping tomorrow, and that's pretty much it. So good luck. It's going to be a busy morning tomorrow morning, probably a busy day grinding for a lot of people, because there is now a reason to grind to get those monthly master emblems. All right, guys, that's it. And guess what? The dogs slept the whole time, so please keep your voices down. All right, that's it. We're done. I'm out of here. Peace out.